Can I make a small table using real woodworking joinery? I know, it makes me feel kind of dirty somehow. I picked out some poplar to make the legs. They were reasonably flat, so I just smoothed one side with the planer and glued the two together. Then I used a sled to edge joint one side and sliced it into 4 1 1/2 inch legs. I cut each leg to its final length. I used a 1/4 inch straight bit and set up the fence on the router table to make open mortises. I clamped a stop block at the length that I wanted. For each leg I took several passes to make the mortise to a depth of 1/2 inch. I used one of the legs to set up the stop block the proper distance on the opposite side of the bit. Then I cut the other mortises. I cut the 2 long skirts and the 2 short skirts to length and ripped them to width. After some test cuts, I cut the tenons by setting the rip fence to the length of my tenon. I start at the fence and make passes moving away from the fence until I come to the end of the board. I flip the board over and repeat the process. The fit was still too tight, so I sanded the tenon until I got the fit I wanted. I determined the amount of tenon that needed cut off from the bottom. I cut them off with a handsaw and cleaned it up and rounded the tenon with a chisel. Now I rough cut the pieces for the top. These were twisted, so I made a crude sled so I could joint them with the planer. Then I used my edge jointing sled again and edge jointed the pieces and glued them together. Sanding! Yay! The legs had their bottoms chamfered and the edges rounded over. I glued and assembled the long sides. Then I glued the short skirts into one of the long side pieces and glued the other long side assembly. More sanding on the top now. I square and trim the top to size. Then final sanding on the top, and I rounded the edges. Using the drill press, I create holes for the figure 8 connectors on the skirts. Then I use some wood conditioner, early American stain, and spray lacquer. I fasten the figure 8 connectors to the skirts. Line them up on the top. And fasten the top. Finally, I apply a coat of wax. Wow, real woodworking. I feel kind of dirty. I'm gonna have to make something with pocket holes to make up for it. You can join an exclusive club if you like me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. You can find free plans for this table at my website. See the link in the description. If this is your first time here, please subscribe so you won't miss any future videos. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. If you didn't enjoy this video, please share it with someone who only uses duct tape for joinery.